What's going on, guys? This is Vault Radio. This is our new podcast. It's syndicated on SiriusXM, SoundCloud, and Spotify. I got my co-host here.
This is Jesen, Pyro. What's going on, everybody?
And we're just here to talk about some social media, some different type of news outlets, various things and conglomerates, give you all the update. Okay, we're just going to start this off. It's our first podcast. We're not in the studio yet. We don't really have everything we need like we had before on Docs Talk Radio. So bear with us on the quality for right now. It will get better. All right, so what's the first topic?
The NBA YoungBoy controversy.
Okay, so the first topic's NBA YoungBoy and his assault charge. All right, what's your take on it?
I really think it's stupid because...
Okay, well, sorry to cut you off. Elaborate to them what happened.
Okay, so basically we all know what happened in the hallway about him and his girl. So allegedly they're denying him
denied bail.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of a song he made. My take on it is kind of like the Meek Mill situation. Okay, we have this artist, you know, when you get all of these accolades and then you get into an issue with like an ex or something, you know, got people clout chasing nowadays. Okay, so what am I gonna do to get some fame off him? Well, I'm gonna start some mess and then I'm gonna get on here. I'm make everybody feel sorry for me, and it really is a whole mess to me, really, because I understand he's young and he's going through all of this stuff and what's going on, but it's really
it doesn't really give you an excuse.
Right.
Regardless of the song, just completely forget that. I don't really give a shit about the song. Right. The song is not even what I care about. What I care most about is the assault charges on the girl.
Right.
So coming from someone, I had a lot of girlfriends throughout high school and during college, and I noticed that I had like a trend of dating people that would give me and provide me a toxic relationship. People that like were the exact opposite, and they always say, you know, opposites attract, but they were a toxic relationship for me. NBA YoungBoy and his girlfriend right now, that's a toxic relationship. And I was watching a live stream from the ex-girlfriend saying that he's always beaten her, he's always beaten all his exes and stuff. The only reason why the girlfriend is sticking up for him in court and dropping charges is because he buys various goods and diamonds and mink coats and shit.
And that's why I said it's a bunch of mess to me from an older standpoint, because if you know, okay, he's got clout, so I'm going to clout chase. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get him out here. I'm going to start all this stuff, and then I'm going to make everybody feel sorry for me. Well, you know, he's not really that bad because he buys me Lamborghinis or he buys me all.
Now, are you speaking in the same mind state of what the girlfriend's thinking?
Right.
Or what people are thinking? Like,
now,
are you saying that...
Now, what people are looking at it as...
People are thinking he's an asshole.
See, people are... It's kind of like...
him to be a young boy right now. I hope he gets better, but...
I'm looking at it from... I'm trying to be kind of even with it, but it's like, you shouldn't... If you got money and you're in the limelight... You don't want to be caught up in that mess in the first place because you're a public figure.
That's true.
And you already know if she's toxic, why are you fucking with her in the first place?
I try to separate people's music from their daily life, right?
Right.
Here's what I think. I think that NBA YoungBoy, coming from me, like someone who I have some mental problems. Now, I'm not beating up girls kind of mental problems.
True.
More of a little lackadaisical when it comes to my mental problems. But I think NBA YoungBoy is a little bit bipolar, a little bit impulsive, maybe has some anger problems. I don't think he needs to be in a relationship if he consistently beats up girls, but I'm trying to separate the music and NBA YoungBoy because I really fuck heavily with his music.
Right.
And I don't combine the music with, I guess, the way he moves. I don't like him as a person because you can't really like someone that's just beating up his girlfriend consistently. Mm-hmm. And on that note, I think that the girlfriend needs to have enough courage to leave him and stop worrying about the money and all the things that he gives him. Because when you're in someone's pocket, right?
Right.
Which is when she stays with him, she's in his pocket because he buys her everything. That she is entitled to certain things like jewelry and whatnot. And for the jewelry that she gets and for the cars that she gets, she has to deal with him beating her up, right?
And see on that note too, from an older standpoint, it takes two to tango. She needs to walk away from that. Leave it alone. And as far as him, like I said, you're a public figure. Your personal life.
Yeah, he should know better by now.
You need to get some help because for my personal life and all that, I used to see and hear like things that happen with my mom. And I don't agree with any man putting their hands on a woman. I don't care what it is. I don't care about the money, the music, because dude's talented. It's just he needs help. Now, what she needs to stop doing is, because it makes her seem like she's
okay.
Yes, you're in denial, and it makes it seem like you're clout chasing.
And honestly, it also, and I don't mean to shame a victim, right?
Right.
I'm not trying to shame a victim, because it's terrible that she's getting beat up all the time.
Yeah, that's
but
what
I feel like she could turn a negative situation into a positive situation by leaving him and empowering other women in different situations that are in different relationships that are in these toxic relationships where they are getting beat up, and then the next day the husband comes home with a new car and says everything's cool. But everybody knows the family where the dad's a mean drunk, he beats the wife, beats the kids, and then Christmas Day, what do they get? Tons of presents. Let's forget about it.
Right.
So if she stood up and said, hey, I'm leaving him, I think it would set a good example for all like women or any relationship, not even just women, guy or girl, that, I don't know, it's a good precedent. And I think that it would help people out a lot. It's a shame that she's still in the relationship, and I still think NBA YoungBoy is talented. I think that they're just both not meant for each other, and I think NBA YoungBoy needs help. And it's a shame that this chick's getting beat up.
Yep, money can't buy love. Okay, moving on to the next topic, the YouTube Patreon issue. A lot of people feel like they gotta censor their stuff to get money now. They have to put ads in their videos, and it's not the same. So a lot of people are creating Patreon so they can get their clout up.
Okay, so explain to them what a Patreon is, because most people don't know what that is.
Patreon is a site basically where you can put up your content and people can donate, and you can get paid for your content without anybody trying to demonetize or try to take money from you, basically.
You can say what you want to say,
Right.
and if you have a fan base, it doesn't matter if YouTube monetizes the video or not.
Right.
You can get money from it.
You can get money because it's your page, and every dollar revenue, whatever they donate, maybe $1, even to $100, it's your revenue. You don't have to worry about YouTube coming in and, oh, we gotta demonetize this because, and then you worried about putting ads in your video. Like some videos have ad.
Here's the thing. They're putting up, tons of ads on all these channels, and there'll be like 5 ads in a video, and you're like, well, this is ruining YouTube. This is ruining, the work of a bunch of different artistic content creators. But the thing is that that's how these creators get paid, is from people watching the videos and the ads. So it's at like it's like a Mexican standoff, and you don't really know what to do. The point is that YouTube needs to pay more per ad for content creators, so you don't necessarily have to get ad block. I use ad block. I know people are gonna hate on me because I'm not, giving a source of revenue for my favorite YouTube content creators, but that's just my thing. But I think that they need to pay more or stop this demonetization and censorship of all the videos. People are gonna say what they're gonna say. If they don't say it on YouTube, they're gonna say it on Facebook or Twitter. Or you can't really suppress anything these days. That's the whole thing about freedom of speech. I mean, you ever been on YouTube? You look at a video and it's I think it's there's some places like Germany or Japan and stuff. You can't watch certain videos in Germany and Japan because they suppress it. And that's some like George Orwell 1984 Big Brother type stuff. You can't suppress people's speech. Laissez-faire towards people's speech. It has to be organic. And that's the reason why America's an experiment in itself, because countries around the world, most people can't say what they say in America. Once you start suppressing people's freedom of speech, then just like the rest of the world. And that's the whole thing about demonetizing people's videos. It's not saying we can't, express our opinions and our thoughts, but it's saying that our favorite YouTube content creators, when they say how they truly feel, YouTube takes money out of their pocket practically. They don't pay them. So it kind of ruins YouTube. I mean, what's your opinions on it?
It's basically like a modern day Rome, like the issue that I've had in the past with YouTube, because back in the day, you didn't have to do that. You had fair use. You could do what you want to do. Like, I remember getting 2 strikes, not really strikes, but like, hey, we had to demonetize this, but hey, you can use this. And then the people that they put the label on it, it doesn't have anything to do with the video.
Yeah.
And it's like, why the hell am I getting penalized for this when everybody else has got free content? It's because I don't have that many subscribers, or what the hell is it? And now I gotta go and I gotta censor what I got to say and do all this extra shit. And it shouldn't be like that. If we're in a country where we're the land of the free, why do I feel like I'm back in Rome where, well, I can't say I'm in the way and I gotta sneak around some shit? Me personally, I want to do what the hell I want to do. My whole thing is, if you're really getting into this YouTube thing, because there's a lot of commentators, there's a lot of creators, I don't feel it's right for you to have to censor your stuff and you have to go and cut corners, things like that. This is my take on it.
Okay, so here's what I think. I agree with everything you just said, because it's pretty much the exact same thing I said.
Right.
Except I do disagree with one thing. Actually, I don't. It's not really because I don't think you're gonna disagree with this. We're not. When I say freedom of speech, I mean that freedom of speech, and that extends towards media outlets and videos. It doesn't just mean speaking, right?
Yes.
But I'm not talking about. Have you heard about the Logan Paul suicide forest video?
I've heard about it. I haven't checked it out. I'm gonna check it out.
So what it is this: Logan Paul, he's a famous YouTuber, right? He went into Japan's suicide forest, and it's a forest where people go in there and they just commit suicide. They go in there and hang themselves, take pills and stuff, because Japan has one of the highest suicide rates in the entire world. That forest has one of the highest suicide rates, not even in the entire country, but per square mile. Like it's like a war zone when it comes to death toll.
Right.
And Logan Paul went in there, went to Japan, and took his camera. He was wearing some stupid ass hat. He was. Let me show you a picture of this. We'll show a picture of this. Would you wear a stupid outfit, a joke outfit, like a clown costume, to a funeral?
What the hell?
No, you wouldn't, right?
Hell no.
Exactly.
What the hell?
Let me show you what he was wearing. Okay, he's wearing a rainbow jacket, furry jacket with I think some type of Yoda alien head, and he's in practically a graveyard. And get this, here's the dead body. Let me show you the dead body. We're not gonna put this on the channel because I don't really promote showing dead bodies. This was the dead body. Look how close they are to him. Look how close they are. And they walk up and they're like joking with it. They're joking with the body. Now this is not old news, but it's not recent news. So I don't want to give Jake Paul any more relevancy than he already has right now. So I'll end it on that note. Let's move on to the next topic.
Well, let's talk about the Jonah Lucas versus the Logic issue.
Okay. All right. I'll let you start this one off.
Okay, everybody, if you've heard the song with Tech-9, how they were together, Logic put out an album mixtape, whatever you want to call it, Bobby Tarantino 2, on the song Yuck, and he responded to him, but not in a way of, hey man, I'm going to get at you, this and that, but basically
subliminals.
It's like subliminals. And Jonah tweeted like, man, say some names next time with your scary ass, basically.
That's the thing about rap these days. Drake doesn't say names.
Right.
Jay doesn't say names. No one says names because I think it's bad for business. I think that's what it comes down to.
It is.
But continue.
And the thing about names, what people have to understand, like back in the day, it's like you called them out, you showed up, you caught the fade, and that was it of it. Nowadays, it's too much defamation of character, slander. It's all of this yellow tape. You can't say the name, so it's like, okay, what do you want to do? Do I want to give this person clout? Do I want to call them out? Is it publicity? Like, what's up? And Logic was basically saying we could have been cool, but you want to hate on me and call me out. And it's like, well, you should have called me out. Quit being scary, blase. It shouldn't be no issue. You both were on the same damn song with Tech-9.
As an artist,
it's like, what the hell is going on?
They're getting in a fight on someone else's song.
Right.
But I'll elaborate on this. There's a reason why the fight unfolded. The song was called Sriracha, right?
Right.
Tech-9 put it out for his album, and he called up Jonah Lucas, right? And he said, hey, I want you on the song. He gets this call from Tech-9, and he wants him on the song. So JL says, okay, I'm gonna spit a verse. Spits the verse, incredible, fire. Immediately, Tech-9 was like, yep, we're keeping this. Then Tech-9 hits up Logic. Logic says, yeah, sure, I'll be on the song. He takes 2 months. Now, Logic says that he was touring or he was, in the studio and stuff. He wasn't, actually. He was posting pictures on Instagram. He was with his wife. He wasn't doing anything. Coming off a big win from his last album drop, he wasn't, he wasn't in the studio recording. And that's fine. It happens to artists all the time. But the thing is he starts off the song, and Jonah Lucas is saying, Joyner, I'm sorry for the holdup, but I've been on the road. Should have had this verse to your ass a long time ago. When I put on everything, I ain't have a minute to myself, but I've been living like I ain't finna see tomorrow. I ain't focus on no wealth. I've been living good. I've been feeling fine. The point is what he's saying is like he's just like on a record. He's apologizing for his actions, which means he already knew that he was kind of being disrespectful to Jonah Lucas, which he's coming up right now. A Logic feature and a Tech-9 feature for like JO, that's killer. People would really listen to that. And what's funny is that I think Logic, JL's, he's bitter for sure, but I think Logic's bitter too because Logic got bodied on that song. I listened to that and I thought it was embarrassing. It was an embarrassing effort that Logic put in. And I think he was just lazy about it. And I think that Jonah Lucas is a little upset that Logic didn't put his best foot forward and his full amount of effort to create a great record. He just kind of got lazy. But we'll move on to the next topic. What will we have here?
Speaking of Logic news, still is the scenario of I'm mixed.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you start this one off. This one off. Jay's black, right? Okay, and I'm white. So this should be good.
My thing is, it's kind of like everybody's heard the Kendrick DNA. It's like, I'm black, the damn album. Then you got B.O.B. I'm black. Okay, we get what you are. But it's enough to say that I'm mixed. Hey, this happened to me and I'm growing up. Okay, we get it by the third song. Okay, why are you repeating yourself? And then you have J. Cole come on the end. It's like, man, get off of that shit. I'm mixed too, but get off that shit. We don't want to hear that. Like, bro, get
Logic
back to
has referenced being biracial, and I've looked this up since his first mixtape dropped on Dat Piff back when he was like 18, 19 years old.
Right.
He's been doing it for 10 years. So it's important that Logic talks about that because and shows, like, hey, I'm mixed race too. I'm mixed as well. Here's my struggle. Here's what I go through. That's good. But imagine Jay-Z only talking about his stuff that he put out in, like Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint. Like, let's say Blueprint 1, right? The first Blueprint. What if he made 10 records where he only said the exact same thing? If let's say there's 10 songs on a record by Logic, right? At least 7 of those songs he's saying, I'm black, I'm white. Because he always goes with the peace, love, positivity.
Right.
That's a cop-out. That's such a cop-out. Because I could just say, man, fuck you, but, peace, love, positivity, I didn't mean it. Or I could walk around, rob a liquor store and people were like, oh man, you're a bad person, and you're like, but I might have robbed that liquor store, I might have done something bad, but I'm still out here just trying to spread peace, love, and positivity. That's a cop out.
It's like a badass. It's like when you watch battle rap. I'm gonna shoot you down. Yeah. I'm gonna shoot you in your face, but then I'm telling you not to gangbang.
Yeah,
but in the next battle, man, I got the AK and I put it to your face.
Little contradiction.
I'm like, bro, that's like, okay, I don't want to be religious about this, but that's kind of like when you read the Bible, how, okay, I don't want to be up here in public and oh God, you gotta be this, but over there, hey, what do you think about this woman having sex over here? It's hypocrisy. You can't be on there talking about we get that you have issues. We get that. My thing is, that's like listening to Zero. I don't want to hear you depressed all the time. We heard it for 10 years. We get it. Man, I want to hear you succeed like right now. How can I get out of it? I don't want to go in here and then I want to pop some pills and make myself feel bad because then I listen to you thinking I'm finna get out of this and no thing you're telling me fuck everybody. I want to. It's like, damn, bro.
This is only my opinion. This is my thought right here. I don't think he's stating that he's biracial in every song because he still has I'm sure he did still have feelings about it, right?
Right.
But he's a icon now. Everyone knows him. He's had like 3 number 1 singles the past couple months. They've killed the Billboard top charts. Everyone knows who Logic is, and I'm sure he still gets the you're white, but he's like I'm half black and stuff. But the thing is, I think he might be trying to appeal to the white crowd because it seems, now I could be wrong about this, but from what I've seen, the majority of people that listen to Logic, and I'm not hating on anyone that's black, Mexican, or any race, Asian, doesn't matter, that listen to Logic, because I know tons of people that are not just white that listen to Logic, but his majority, if you go to his concerts, the majority of the people are anywhere from 15 to 25, white. They kind of look like a bunch of white fraternity guys. That's what they look like. I think he wants to be like, yo, white guys, you can be black like me and interconnected. Like, yo, I'm black too. I don't know. I think he's using that card too hard. That whole I'm black, I'm white.
Right.
Because he's been doing it since the days of his mixtapes back on Dat Piff. Jesus, you're signed to Def Jam by now. Like, come on.
And I want to say this on that note. I think we're gonna move on.
Yeah. Is
the fact that just be yourself. Like, if we get the message, and this is with anybody. Like, when I do music, yeah, I love. I'm a believer. I'm a Jesus freak. But you're not gonna hear me just, oh man, you gotta do this and do.
It started off real and and organic, and it turned into being corny.
Yeah, it's like
it turned into be corny and a moneymaker.
That's where you lose. That's where you lose core fans, supporters, and people. And you lose yourself. And you lose yourself. Like, you just came back. Like, when you listen to Bobby Tarantino, you get Young Sinatra again. Okay, man. By the time he came back, you get other stuff. Like in the beginning with Morty and Bob, it's like, man, I don't want to hear that peace, love. I want to hear some turn up shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the back and forth. It's like, okay, he's getting it, he hears it. Like Me personally, I get what you're trying to do and what you're saying, but if you're not comfortable with who you are, like, who gives a shit? Because average people don't give a fuck anyway. They want to hear some, I want to feel good music, shit like that.
I think he is comfortable who he is. I think he knows exactly who he is. I think he's comfortable with it. Right. I think he keeps on doing the mixed race thing because it worked for him. Too much. And I think that it worked for him and it played for him in his favor, and so he just kind of rolls with it. I think that he's fine now. I don't think he's still in his bedroom like, man, I'm confused about who I am.
Your wife, you got your badass wife on you covered.
You got the bag, you got the car, you got the wife, got the house.
And it's like, let's move on now. That's how I feel about it. Like, damn, bro.
All right, so speaking of moving on, what's the next topic?
The one I have before is the Black Panther issue. Apparently, the LGBT community were feeling salty because there were no gay representation or bi representation in the movie.
I already know your take on this. But go ahead and say it. And hold on, before you even give me your take, what's the movie about? To all the people that don't know what the movie's about, what's the movie about?
It's a comic book.
It's a superhero movie.
Comic book. It's Marvel.
That is, I'm gonna let you take this one because as a white guy, I'm gonna get destroyed by online trolls. You take this one away. I'm gonna let you.
Listen. Don't get me wrong. This movie crushed 2 weekends in a row.
Oh yeah, it killed it.
Even before, when Wonder Woman was coming out, even before, the whole trailer by itself killed it. What I hate about it is people felt entitled, and this is coming from a black person. And not only that, I'm half Native American too, but I'm black, so it is what it is. I'm black. I'm not gonna pull no C before I'm black and none of that bullshit. But when I went to see it, I was in my do-rag and my hoodie. Like, it's a comic book movie. I went to see it because I want to know how it ties into Infinity War. I don't, because people
exactly how it ties into something not related.
Right.
Take it for what it is.
Right.
Don't look so far into it. It's a movie. It's a superhero movie. If I sat around and watched every movie and took everything in the movie so literally, I couldn't watch a superhero movie.
Right.
Because why? Because they'd be fake. Superhero, they can't fly around and there's no one shooting laser beams from their eyes. If I didn't take it for it's just a movie, then I couldn't watch movies.
Right.
Take things with a grain of salt. Don't dig so deep to where you have to find an issue with something. It's a superhero movie.
And my thing is with the community that I look, like, if you felt salty about it because you weren't represented, then that's on you. Like, I don't bash people because I believe in what I believe in. I respect people for who they are, but just to bash and be like, well, damn, ain't no gay people in this and this and that and the other, that's just salty. That's like me saying, well, damn, bro, ain't no black people in CW.
You can't fight fire with fire. If you think something is fire, you don't get a flamethrower.
Right,
you get some water. Oh. It's crazy. But we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up the end of all this segment. This is the first. This is the first podcast we've done for Vault Radio, and we're gonna be bringing you more podcasts later this week and later this month. And we hope that you guys come back and check in. We're gonna be having a Patreon, YouTube channel. We're going to have the Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Vault. That's VAULLT. Just stay tuned and fuck it. I'm just going to end it right there.